Hey everyone, and welcome back to another K10 music video. Not a music video, but a video about music. I should have thought of that when I titled this channel. Anywho, check it out. We got a partscaster. This is my American Professional Series partscaster, and that's basically what I have to call it because the neck and the body are not from the same series. This is an American Pro 2 body, a nice dark night finish. And this is American Pro 1 neck. It was a limited edition mahogany neck that they made. Well, what's really special about this is not the neck or the body. In this case, it's actually these pickups. Yes, these are Seymour Duncan P-Rails. I had a dream for years now to put P-Rails in a guitar. Decided to put it in a Strat because a Strat is such a versatile and comfortable instrument for me. And so today I'm just going to go through some of the sounds of these pickups, maybe some of the pros and cons, and might help influence if you want to put one of these in your guitar or not. So we'll start with a rundown of what these pickups really are. They're basically a hot rail single coil and a P90 single coil combined together, which allows you to get either of those two sounds or a humbucker sound when you put both of them on together. Really, there's 4 different sounds you can get from these pickups. That's the rail, that's the P90, that's the humbuckers in series, just kind of standard humbucker, and then also we can do humbuckers in parallel as an additional sound. So 4 unique tones, 1 instrument. It's kind of the draw for me in wanting to put these in one of my guitars one day. And they're really versatile and cool. So my layout on this guitar is just a neck and a bridge. And then I've got a couple volume knobs here and a tone knob. So not like most Strats, you know, where you have volume, tone, tone. It's volume, volume, tone. I've got a 3-way switch. I've got a kill switch here. That obviously needs a little bit of cleaning up there. It's making a little bit of noise. But yeah, and then my method for controlling these P-Rails is push-pull pots. So these knobs come up and they change the sounds that the pickups make. There are multiple ways you can make your P-Rails switch mode. You can get little mini toggle switches. You can get these things called triple shot action rings, I think are what they're called, from Seymour Duncan. Basically, they're pickup rings that go around and they allow you to select all of those 4 different sounds. Keep in mind that the way that you choose to access these sounds will influence which types of sounds you can get out of this. So for example, I opted for double push-pull because it allows me to get all 4 sounds. When this knob is up, we're in rail mode on both of these pickups. When this knob is up over here, we are in P90 mode on both of these pickups. When both knobs are down, we're in regular series humbucker mode. When both knobs are up at the same time, we're in parallel humbucker mode. This does mean that I cannot combine 2 different pickup sounds with each other. Like I can't do a P90 and a humbucker together, or a P90 and a rail, or anything like that. You would have to do mini toggles or push-pull pots for just the individual pickups to allow to do that. But if you do that option, you will not be able to get that both knobs up parallel humbucker mode. You'll only be able to do the rail, P90, and fold series humbucker if you do mini toggles. So keep that in mind. That's why I went for this option. I'd rather have more sounds. And I'm not a huge middle position user on this guitar. I usually do that on tellies and other stuff, so it didn't matter for me. Of course, the triple shot rings will bypass that problem, but then you got a big old pickup ring if you're using a pick guard, not so great. It's not so bad if you're doing it on like a Les Paul. However, just kind of the switcher being right here, kind of awkward for me. Not something that would work, something I'd bump when I'd be playing, so I kind of like having them here out of the way when I need to switch. The sounds of these pickups, well, I mean, they are pretty true to what you would expect from a single coil P90 and humbucker, each tone. The humbuckers are really, in the neck position, mine sounds very, very dark and warm. I like it. It's going to be a matter of taste if you like that or not. But yeah, just very, very, very warm, deep sounding humbucker. On the bridge, the humbucker is going to sound a little more harsh. Kind of quacky sounding, a little quacky for my taste. I have used multiple of these pickups, and I found them all to have that quacky quality in series humbucker mode with the bridge. Not my favorite sound when it's clean, but it does sound much better when it's distorted. So, not bad. In the middle position with both humbuckers in series mode, it kind of splits the middle of the quackiness and the full warmness. It sounds really, really nice. Now for the individual rails, you get a very Strat-like tone actually on the neck pickup. In the bridge position, it's kind of closer to a Strat bridge pickup than I would say a Tele bridge pickup. Doesn't quite have that oomph, but it sounds pretty decent. Still retains that quacky quality that I was talking about earlier. Keep in mind, these are still not going to sound perfectly like a, say, a Strat pickup because of the location of the rail. So the rail is here, the P90's here. So if the rail was further up here, it'd probably sound a little more true blue neck pickup. And same with the bridge pickup. It's kind of way off the bridge here. You can orient these differently if you want. You could do rail up here, P90 here, you know, the opposite of what I have. But most people orient it this way, and it does sound better overall, in my opinion, this direction. And that's because, well, here's a middle position. Again, kind of splits the difference there, like I was saying with the humbuckers. But, moving on, that's because I like having the P90s here because, man, the P90 sounds so good in these pickups. Oh, just so nice, warm, but also biting. And then when you stick a little bit of dirt on that neck pickup, it just kind of chugs so nicely. Bridge pickup as well. A lot less quacky in P90 mode. Still has it a little bit, but it's definitely toned down a little bit. And again, distortion, fantastic. Middle position, probably the weakest of all the combinations is going to be this P90 middle position. I mean, it sounds nice and crisp, but I really like the rails in middle position the most if I want that jangliness. Overall, I really do think these pickups are versatile. There's really not a bad sound that you can get out of them. Probably my least favorite tone is going to be this parallel humbuckers sound. It's just every pickup kind of sounds like a variation of a middle position, which is good, but not as useful as maybe some of the other positions on the guitar. So, pros and cons. Pros, you get 4 different tones out of these pickups. All of them sound passable, at least. All of them sound halfway decent. Some do sound better than others, but none of them sound like, you know, absolute garbage, unplayable, anything like that. Also, I think price is a pro. You can get a set of these for $200. Given what they can do, that's really not that bad. And there's a lot more expensive pickup sets out there, and they don't do all the things that these do. Another thing is that there are so many wiring diagrams online to help people kind of get it right. There's so many different ways you can do it, whether you use the rings, push-pulls, mini toggles. So whatever your preference is, these pickups can do it. They also, I'm able to wire it to a kill switch and do other tricks and stuff. They're just very customizable, and they'll sound good in almost any instrument. Here are the cons. I would say that while all these sounds are good, there's only one sound that's truly remarkable, and that's the P90 sound in these. They sound as good as almost any P90 I've ever played. They really are that good. However, the humbuckers, they're not my favorite. The rails are only okay. The parallel position is just kind of cool that it's there, but it's not something I use very often. When I play this thing, I mostly go to the P90s, and that's not a bad thing. I mean, they're great P90 pickups, but you wish that the other sounds were just as strong. But it makes sense that they're not, and I think it's because the rails are, obviously a rail pickup is different than another single coil, but they're not, they're kind of close to the middle of the guitar, so they have a disadvantage in that way. And the humbuckers, while they sound like good humbuckers, well, it's a P90 and a rail together as a humbucker. It's not built to be a true blue humbucker. It's just a combination of these two pickups. So it's passable, but it's not going to blow you away. So again, the P90s are the best thing about this thing. And I think all the other sounds are good, passable, but not, gonna blow you away. Another con would be if you like out of phase, you can't do that with these pickups. Most people don't care about having an out of phase switch. It's not something that I require myself on a guitar, but I did try to go for that, and it wasn't gonna happen on these pickups. It's literally impossible to do. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the rundown there. You're going to get really nice tones out of these things just at a certain cap. There's a certain level. It's not going to be as good as maybe other pickups that you would play that are kind of the true version of a rail or a P90 or a humbucker. Who is this for? Well, I would say if you are somebody who only owns one or two guitars, maybe three tops, you can't own a lot of instruments and you want a lot of different sounds, put these in a guitar. They are worth owning, I think, if that's the case. If you're somebody who owns already a lot of guitars, a lot of different pickups and sounds, maybe this is cool, but it's not something you're going to be using a lot of long term. If you already have good single coils, good humbuckers, why not just get a guitar with P90s if you don't have it instead of getting these? The other person that this would appeal to would be a musician who likes to play live, who doesn't want to bring a bunch of instruments to the gig. If you're somebody who likes to have a different variety of sounds you can get out of your instrument, but kind of get more of your bang for your buck and just bring one or two guitars to the show instead of five if you need different sounds, well, this thing will get you through it and is going to sound passable, like I said. It's not going to sound incredible, but to most untrained ears, these are going to sound fine. And so it might save you a lot of grief. They're very easy to switch, in between songs, mid-song, there's just so much you can do with it. If you're somebody who doesn't mind bringing extra instruments, that's not a concern. Again, this is probably the instrument you would play less than when you would want to bring out your Telly for a song or your Les Paul for a song. So again, this is going to be marketed towards a very specific type of musician. It's not going to be for everyone. I think they're really cool though. I think they're worth the money if it's worth it for you. And if you have any questions about them, please let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, P-Rails. If you're looking for more demos and comparisons between the P-Rail sounds and their actual counterparts, like comparing the rail sounds with a Telly or Strat pickup, or comparing the P90s with a Les Paul Special, that kind of thing. There are other videos on YouTube besides the ones that I've made. Check out Daryl Braun Guitar. He did a demo putting these in an Epiphone and comparing them to other guitars. They can do it much more scientifically, so to speak, than I can. But I do recommend these for certain users that will get the most out of them. And I think they're really cool. I'm glad I have them in my arsenal. Thanks for watching this video, and stay tuned to K10 Music for more guitar and music videos coming right around the corner. Take care, guys.